I just created this amazing media plan just using ChatGPT, and I am super impressed. The good thing is I have recorded the whole video, so let me show step by step how I created this media plan. I'll start this with a simple prompt. Let's collaborate to create a media plan for one of our clients. Ask me all the questions you need to know one by one, and I hit enter. Okay, what's the primary objective of this media plan? It is leads. Okay, I said primary objective is leads created for 3 months from June 1 to August 30th. They're already running paid campaigns, but we are taking over, and upon analyzing, it looks like we can get a 30% lower CPL by the end of third month gradually. Good, that's a real objective, so working time frame. Okay, next question it's asking about is conversion event. Okay, conversion event is leads gathered on their website, and that's the only mode. Their SQL benchmark is 45% and they're getting leads above that. And I think their conversion rate from lead to SQL is already optimized. They have good CRM, tech and sales team in place. See, you can use AI to the full potential when you already know something about that particular industry. Now, I analyzed this information obviously came from me because I asked them questions about what does your sales team do, how is the lead collected, what happens after that. I analyzed certain reports, so that's what I'm feeding here. Next question, what is the current monthly budget and how do you want to phase it across 3 months, month 1, month 2, month 3? Okay, they are spending 180k AED a month targeting UAE and Oman. We think we can scale it up to 200k in the first month and eventually 250k on the third month. Okay, you can pause the video and see all the comments ChatGPT is telling me, otherwise the video will be too long. Next question, what channels are currently running and what channels do you want to include in the 3-month plan? They are running Meta ads, Google ads, TikTok ads and CRM campaigns. I think we need to add retargeting via Criteo as well as Performance Max as our test. Now, all this information ChatGPT is giving is very helpful. I mean, if I was going to present this plan to the client, I'll definitely go through all this. And if I just stick to these comments and this rationale, you will be a superstar in the meeting. But I already know this. You can pause the video to see this, but I'll focus on the next question. What exactly is the product or service being promoted? Okay, now it's asking me more questions. So I will just try to simplify this. Okay, this is their website. Can you check all the services they provide? The flow is like people filling the lead form, then sales team reaches out, books appointment with the relevant doctor and clinic, and then treatment is scheduled post the initial consultation. The payment happens physically in one of their clinics, but the CRM passes the conversion data and conversion value to both Google, Meta and TikTok. Current CPL is 320 AED with a ROAS of 16. Final conversion rate from lead to sale is 7% and average ticket value is 9,700 AED. I have changed these numbers a bit for the reason of confidentiality, but here we go. Now this is what I call magic. I checked the site. Cosmic Surgery is now traffic, not a narrowed clinic. It's multi-specialty healthcare and aesthetics. Their main buckets are plastic surgery, medical equipment, aesthetic services, and this is what information I provide. So I didn't have to even mention what all services they have. It already pulled up every service listed on their website. Okay, this implies a rough media sale of this, and here it got my, because I just changed 2 numbers, so it's like, oh, this cannot be right. But we'll have to go ahead with this because I cannot mention the real numbers. But next question, which services do you actually want this 3-month plan to focus on? Okay, here are the hero services provided by the client, and 70% revenue comes from these 3: plastic surgery, hair transplant and gastric balloon. It's acting like a real media planner and a very experienced one. That's how a media planner thinks, as far as my experience goes. Okay, so the 3-month plan, the revenue engine is concentrated in these 3, blah, 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 blah. And then next question, how do you want split priority across these 3 hero services for media planning? Valid question. And believe me or not, this is the kind of question you should ask to such a client. Okay, 70% of the budget goes to these 3 services and 30% to the rest. 70% allocated equally among these 3, and we will have separate campaigns for these 3 services. And that's how the client is doing it, because they have these separate clinics where they have these specialty and they have their own budgets, but this is how they want to split it. Okay, next question is asking is, how do you want to handle geography? Like, do you create separate campaigns for services only and then service plus geo? Let's say, for example, plastic surgery for Oman, plastic surgery for Dubai, and then service and language. For example, plastic surgery Arabic, plastic surgery English. Now, what we have discussed with the client, what we'll be doing is we will initially launch service plus language, then we will see if we have location-based data, and then we will try to see how much budget should go to Oman and UAE if we want to split it. My answer is simple: service plus language, split 50% English and 50% Arabic language. We're not mentioning targeting in the media plan initially and will be broad. And then once we have the data for the first few weeks, that's what we discussed, we will update the media plan accordingly. Then we will see if we want to split it by country, if we want to split it separated by certain cities, but initially it will be quite broad. Okay, now it's asking what is the planned spend on each channel. Now what we can do is we could say, okay, you suggest something, but we already know the limits of each channel and what has been best performing and overall ROAS. So I'm just giving those inputs here as well. Okay, Meta 25%, Google 35%, TikTok 18%, and rest let's test in PMax and Criteo equally to begin with, because this is what has been working. So we will start with this and then we will make changes, as I said, after third week or fourth week in the media plan. But this is what we will begin with. Okay, 20 leads a day, plastic surgery 4 leads, hair transplant 5 on average, gastric balloon 1, 10 rest. And Meta CPL is 180 AD, TikTok CPL is 240 AD, and Google search is 410 AD. But even the other information is providing is very good, like it's leading in a very, very good direction. Okay, now because I changed few numbers for confidentiality, now it's telling me, okay, there's a difference. Actually, it's not 320, it's 300. So which one should we pick? Okay, option 2. Okay, now it's asking how do you want to adjust, because we have already discussed internally, there'll be a 30% reduction at least. We see that kind of efficiency we can bring. But let's gradually keep it over the period of 3 months, but just a bit of reduction in this first month, then second month, then by the end of the third month we'll have 30% less CPL. Okay, now for the plan I would express monthly path as gradual reduction curve, and then it's telling me what exactly it will do. Tell me which of these you want to show in the main summary tab and forecast tab. I want all of these because that's what the client wants: spend, lead, CPL, SQL volume, SQL rate, sales, cost per sale, revenue, and ROAS. Now, what I want you to understand is while I'm doing this media plan, I'm providing a lot of information. It's already pulling a lot of information from Google, Facebook, and other websites who give industry benchmarks, etc. So I have seen in the sources, it's pulling a lot of data from a lot of websites, reputed websites. Now it's asking me, how do you want the forecast and reporting be shown? Account overall level only, channel level, service plus language level. My recommendation is forecast tab, overall channel plus service, execution, service plus language, summary tab, overall account view. Good, but summary tab needs to have channel level as well. If a media plan, you're working with the media planning director and he comes with this media plan and says summary tab is overall account level, and you tell him no, we want it at channel level as well, it will be a lot of friction. Here just one prompt, but I'm really waiting for the end result because I haven't recorded this, I haven't done this and then shooting the video. I'm just doing it real time. Even I'll be basically looking at the media plan for the first time when I open it. Agreed. Next question. See here, it's asking information, it's pulling from their website and all. This is brilliant, to be honest. Do you want me to build the plan assumptions around constant lead to SQL rate at 45% and lead to rate of 7% across all months, or do you expect either of those to improve as lead quality improves? I would say we can commit to 50% SQL rate in the first month and 55% in second and third month, because we can do that. This bit for sure we can do that, because I have seen there are certain gaps in how the existing campaigns are. So for sure that sales team and everything is good, but we could still make it from 45 to 50% or 55%. And an SQL for them is basically somebody responding to the call, getting connected, and they say yes, we have filled the form. Later they say no, you are expensive, or whatever the reason, it's an SQL for them as far as the call gets connected and they say yes, we have filled the lead form. Okay, then here we go. It's giving me all this information. One warning, do not overpromise. See, it's also telling you like, okay, you know what, don't overpromise to the client, don't do this, don't do that. If you read all this summary, when you go to the meeting to present the media plan, you'll be a rock star. Should we keep the lead to sale rate fixed at 7% for all 3 months in the plan, or do you want to model any improvement there too? No improvements here. Yeah, actually, so what I was basically trying to mention in the previous point is their turnaround time is great. They have 2 teams working in shifts as a sales team. So at least anytime you fill a lead form, most probably you'll get a call in within 30 minutes or 1 hour. So that way, I don't see a lot of improvement in terms of the SQL rates. But yeah, I mean, they're doing good job overall, post-click, post-lead. So, okay, our locked funnel assumptions are now this. Okay, this is all great. Next question, what should we assume for revenue attribution to forecast? I know we're providing a lot of information, but see how it's asking one by one. If you sit with the media planning director, let's say you are an account manager and you ask them, and they ask you all these questions, it'll be too hectic. And probably they give you a sheet, it'll be too hectic. This seems more like a collab. That's why the first prompt was, let's collab to make a media plan, and ask me one by one. What should we assume for revenue attribution in the forecast? You already told me average ticket value is 9.7. I need to know whether we should use 9.7 per services, different ticket value for plastic surgery, hair transplant, gastric balloon, and rest of the services. Let's stick to this average. Now, if you want a more detailed plan, you could say, no, for each service, this is the ticket value, this is how you should calculate, and it'll just take it maybe 30 more seconds. But in our case, I don't want to complicate it that much. I'm just saying, let's stick to 9700 average. And because we already have budgets allocated at the most 3 hero services, and they're high ticket as well, so it doesn't really matter here. Next question, what is the creative and landing page setup going into this plan? Are we using existing landing pages, websites page only, or there will be new service specific landing pages? Do you already have separate English and Arabic creatives for all major services? Will the client support a monthly creative refresh cadence, or we are stuck with limited assets? Okay, we have a landing page for each service. We have separate assets as well as landing pages for each service and language. Will the client support a monthly creative cadence? The third question, they have a creative agency who provide new creatives every week, so we are sorted on that front. Now, selling it perfect, that removes one of the biggest failure points in lead gen. Fresh creatives are delivered, It's supposed the testing mode you want. It's giving you a lot of information. Like, you can really become a superstar if you just read everything. Next question, do you want the media plan to include monthly pacing by funnel role, or do you want to keep it purely by channel? Purely by channel, because I don't want to complicate it with awareness and all. They have separate awareness campaigns, so let's keep it purely by channel without anything else. Now, if you want to create the most detailed plan in the world, you can do that, and it'll just probably take 10 more additional seconds, but that'll be too much. Even the client, they are digital marketers, they won't understand that. But let's keep it this way, the way we provide the media plans. Okay, perfect. We keep the media plan purely by channel. The structure is also consistent with how platforms work themselves. Okay, now it's saying you guys are good. Do you want the plan to show one blended forecast for all leads, or show we also have a hero services forecast separately for? Okay, now you can go here and ask ChatGPT, okay, let's not go more in details. Ask me a few more questions you need to know, and it'll give you a media plan. But I'm loving this. It's providing information, recommendation that go with basically hero service forecast separately. I said, okay, yes, let's do that. And that actually makes sense. I'm really getting curious to see what kind of media plan it provides. I hope it's at least okay, if not that great. Okay, so here's the summary sheet is now locked. Now it's asking, do you want the channel-wise CPL improvement assumption separately or blended? Okay, let's do blended. It's still going to cost me surge. I don't know why. It just shows me here. Okay, we will apply CPL improvement commitment only. So the forecast now is below. And even next question still, are there any seasonal effects, promotional doctor availability limits? Nothing at all. It's even asking if there will be a seasonality. In certain cases, it makes a lot of sense to add this. So I don't think 3 media planning directors sitting in one room brainstorming for one day will come up with these kind of questions and then can relate and stitch it together. From the way it's asking me information, I think it's going to be a super media plan, because I have seen ChatGPT giving media plans before. We have had media plans where we directly sent it to the client. To be honest, all you need is a little bit of knowledge. When it asks you the question, you need to know how to answer. If you have done a little bit of media planning, it should be super easy. Or if you have even run campaigns, it should be super easy to answer those. Okay, now it's telling you the website you provided looks like for only UAE, because I didn't want to provide all the landing pages. I just provided the main website. Let's stick to info I provided. Great. I mean, it's not just creating media plan, it's asking, it's confirming, and all of those. I need to acknowledge the user's information. Okay, I follow the guidance, whatever. It's talking to itself. Okay, next question. Do you want the media plan to include testing and optimization assumption section? Nope. Rest, you can assume what you see fit, because I know most of the information I provided is already enough. Now it's asking about testing and all that. Really, we don't need to add those in this media plan. So I'm just saying assume whatever is you see fit. Okay, we have enough. No more questions. Objective this, markets this, current spend is this, planned spend is this, 30% reduction in CPL. Yeah. This is all the information we provided. Okay, reporting stack. Next step, I'll turn this into an actual 3-tab media plan structure and forecast logic. Okay, do that. Give me it in a Google Sheet format. Even Excel is fine. I need to create a spreadsheet. It's again talking to itself. Looking into API Quick Start. Looks like it's directly going to give it to me a Google Sheet, because we use Google Workspace. It's easier. Otherwise, I'll have to download the Excel, upload it in Google Sheet, and it's just 30 more seconds, but yeah, let's see if it gives me in a Google Sheet directly. Okay, we are getting curious. Can you please show us the media plan now? You're taking too long to think. Okay, finally we have the media plan here. I just uploaded it to Google Sheets, and the first look I see is the media plan is formatted in 3 different tabs. The first one is summary. The first thing I observe is it hasn't mentioned the currency, but I think that's doable. 1 minute job. Target reduction baseline, lead to SQL for June, July. This is overall highlights, but this is not the actual media plan, but I just want to see what's in the summary. Channel wise split of budget here, and what will be spent in June, July, August, and 3 months what will be spent on each channel. And then there are some notes. 70% of budget allocated to plastic surgery. Okay, this is what came from us basically. And then KPI sheet summary, spend for each month, and then target blended CPL, showing the reduction, forecasted leads, and then it's showing SQL volume, what will be the sales qualified, and then revenue, how much revenue will we generate, and we can easily calculate ROAS from here. There are some graphs, 3-month channel split overall if you want to provide an executive summary. In rationale is showing Google search, why this channel is used, captures existing high intent demand for users actively searching relevant procedures and consultations. Nice. Meta supports scalable prospecting and creative led acquisition with broad enough targeting and multi creative delivery. Cool. And Criteo provides controlled retargeting, display test layer, and standard banner inventory and dynamic optimization. Then it's showing primary formats in this scope, key size guidance, what sizes we will use. This used to take a lot of information. We had it almost ready, but we always had to cross check whenever we send it to the client's creative agency or their in-house designers. But what actually is the heart and core of this media plan is the forecast. Okay, here every month forecast, it's showing targeted blended CPL. It's probably from the summary sheet, but here is where the actual media plan, the heart of the media plan is. So it has divided for each month, for each channel, what will be the budget split, what will be the spend, what will be the CTR. Search is showing 8%, Meta 1.1%, TikTok 0.9%, Performance Max 2%, Criteo 0.7%. I would say these are very accurate numbers. Like accurate as a benchmark, this is what I expect. Google search may be a bit higher, maybe 15%, 11%, 12%. CPC, again, yes, Google CPCs are expensive. In most of the cases, I have seen Performance Max CPCs comparable to Meta. But anyways, because we don't have the real data, if we had, we could have taken a screenshot in our ad platforms and fed it to ChatGPT and said, okay, this is what the CPM we are receiving, getting at the moment, planned CPL, and then how many leads each month, each channel. Then SQL rate, it's showing 50%, then for the next month 55%. This is what it was asking in one of the questions. Do you want to have it overall or channel wise? But if we had that data, we could have just uploaded a screenshot. How many SQLs we'll receive from each? 154 from Meta, highest. Okay, cost per SQL, it has calculated also. Formats and sizes. This is great actually. I would give it 8.5 out of 10. This is a lot of work. Maybe it needs to, you need to update some numbers if you want to be more accurate. This is a very good, a very decent media plan. Channel level CTR rows are indicative operating assumptions. Yeah, we used to add this. We add this always, that these are biddable formats, so these are estimates. Actually we can have lower or higher. Then it's showing for each month what is the divide of leads for each of the services. Then channel wise, 3 month what will be the spend overall, and this is great actually. Like if I have to send it to the client, I would probably need to spend 1 more hour here to fix it, but 80% of the job is done. So overall, I'm impressed. Great job. And that's all for this video. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.